The synergy between Fuki and DokiDoki is just so broken. Use this team to ensure that you can clear content that you have been stuck on. For this video, both Fuki and DokiDoki have 0 skill ups invested in them, as you will see. We also have a monthly pass giveaway. Just like this video, comment anything and subscribe. Winner will be announced in 9 days.
We're unpacking a team composition that a friend of the podcast, John, actually brought to our attention. It's a setup that sounds remarkably effective, maybe even, well, rumored to help clear content you might have thought was unbeatable.
Yeah, it's really intriguing. What's going on here is how 2 specific characters, Fuki and DokiDoki, they create this almost unstoppable core, especially in player versus environment stuff, you know, where you're fighting the game's AI. And our mission for you today really is to understand the mechanics behind it, not just what they do, but like how their abilities weave together so perfectly. It kind of shifts the whole balance of a fight, you know, lets you tackle things that maybe seemed impossible before.
That sounds like a total game changer. Okay, so let's get into it. At the heart of this really potent team, you've got Fuki, the elusive grace, and DokiDoki, the truth mimetic. Let's start with Fuki. What makes her so central to this duo?
Okay, Fuki. She's basically a hybrid sustain and support unit. Her main thing is this unique buff, Moonlit Veil. When she uses her skill 3, Moonlight Tides, she does a few things. Gives a shield to everyone based on her max health, grants a speed increase for 2 turns to other allies, and then applies Moonlit Veil to herself for 2 turns. And this Moonlit Veil buff, it's really special. Think of it like this continuous ripple. Whenever an ally ends their turn, or even if they just take damage, Moonlit Veil triggers on them. It pushes their turn meter, that's their action bar, basically up by up to 12%, and heals them for up to 8% of their max health.
Wow, okay, per ally.
Per ally, once per turn for each of them.
So it's not just a shield, it's this constant drip of healing and turn meter push, keeping everyone going. And her first skill, that passive, helps keep the buff up, right?
Exactly. Her still one passive, Brocade, it's super clever for keeping that buff active. If Fuki doesn't have Moonlit Veil up, her turn meter actually increases when an enemy ends their turn, helps her get back to skill 3 faster. But if she does have Moonlit Veil active, her turn meter game slows right down, which, you know, effectively extends how long the buff lasts. It's this neat self-regulating thing.
Clever.
Yeah, it maximizes the uptime. Now, for her gear, shells, and modules, you really want to focus on health, obviously, for the shields and heals, and making sure she cycles her skills fast. For shells, Fortissimo is like a top pick. It stores healing and redistributes it, which is great for survivability. Supernova is good too, just for more raw healing. And for modules, the big one is Timeweave, the 12-piece set. It gives a chance to cut cooldowns on animus skills. Those are the big ultimate ones. Crucial to getting her skill 3 back up faster.
Got it. So Fuki sets up this amazing defensive and speed engine with shields, heals, turn meter, all around keeping Moonlit Veil going. But where does DokiDoki, the truth mimetic, come in to make this whole thing, you know, broken?
Right, DokiDoki. She's an SSR support, super versatile, good in PvE and PvP. Her main support buff is Data Stream. Stacks up to 12 times. Each stack boosts damage by 2.5% and speed by 2.5 points. And the key thing, it can't be dispelled, gone.
Poof, undispellable, nice.
Yeah. And her skill 1 cleanses debuffs, skill 3 pushes turn meter and applies those Data Stream stacks. But the real magic, the core of this whole synergy, is her skill 2, full override.
Okay, full override. This is where it connects directly with Fuki, isn't it? How does that work?
This is it. Skill 2 reduces allied animus skill cooldowns by 1 turn, and it does this 5 times in a row.
5 times? Seriously?
5 times. And here's the genius part. Each time, it targets the ally who currently has the highest total skill cooldown. Now, think about Fuki. Her skill 3, especially if you haven't maxed its levels, has a pretty long cooldown, right?
Right, yeah.
So after she uses it, she often is the one with the highest cooldown on the team, which means DokiDoki's skill 2 is very, very likely to hit Fuki. Sometimes even hits her twice in that sequence of 5 reductions.
Oh, I see. So DokiDoki basically resets Fuki's big skill just as it's about to run out.
Exactly. It lets Fuki use her skill 3 again almost immediately, right when the previous Moonlit Veil might be expiring. You essentially get, well, near permanent Moonlit Veil uptime for the whole team.
Wow. Permanent shield, permanent heal triggers, permanent turn meter pushes.
Pretty much. It makes the team incredibly, incredibly resilient, almost impossible to take down in long fights. For DokiDoki's gear, you want speed, 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 and cooldown reduction. Jackal Guard is a solid shell choice for her to cycle turns faster. And for modules, again, Timeweave 12-piece is great for cooldowns, but Swiftrush, maybe even the 12-piece, is huge for just pure speed. Get her taking lots of turns.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. It's not just about them being good individually, but how DokiDoki specifically enables Fuki's most powerful team almost constantly. So with that core lockdown, it sounds like, as John suggested, the rest of the team becomes pretty flexible. The full team he mentioned was Viper, Lingluo, DokiDoki, Fuki, and then, like, any damage dealer that fits the fight, maybe dadding Yelly Fangus.
Precisely. That Fuqiu DokiDoki core provides so much sustain and turn meter advantage that the other slots can really focus on other things, control, defense, or just raw damage. Let's quickly touch on Viper. Odd element, great debuffer, reduces enemy damage. His skill 3, scale slash, puts attack down and speed down on enemies, can strip buffs too. And crucially, his passive shifting scales cuts critical damage taken by your whole team by 30%. That's huge.
So he weakens them and protects your team from big hits. Nice synergy there.
Exactly. He complements the buffs by making the enemies less threatening. For him, you want gear that boosts his speed and affect accuracy so those debuffs land. Jackal Guard Shell, Swiftrush, or Timeweave modules are good options.
Okay, makes sense. So you're buffing your team, debuffing the enemy. Where does Lingluo fit in? Another healer.
Yeah, Lingluo is another odd element SSR healer. She brings massive heals, but also, importantly, a one-turn team-wide immunity. That stops debuffs, stops cooldown increases, stops turn meter reduction. Super valuable against control-heavy enemies. Plus, she can extend buffs with her skill 2 and purify debuffs with her passive.
So she's the safety net against debuffs and control, while Fuki handles the constant sustain.
You got it. She adds that layer of protection against being shut down. For Lingluo, again, speed is key to cycle her heals and that vital immunity. Supernova Shell for more healing, Jackal Guard for speed, modules. Swiftrush is great, Timeweave, also amazing for cooldowns on her big heals and immunity.
All right, so we have Fuki and DokiDoki for the insane sustain engine, Viper for debuffs and crit reduction, Lingluo for big heals and immunity, and then the last slot is just go time for damage.
Exactly right. That last slot is your damage dealer, and it's super flexible because the other 4 make the team so incredibly tanky and keep the turns flowing. Your damage dealer's kept alive, they're buffed by DokiDoki's data stream, they're getting turn meter boosts from Fuki. They can just focus on doing damage, pick whoever fits the element you need. Dieting's a great example. Strong single target, easy to build crit stats, Yelly, Fangus, other options work too.
Yeah, you just slot in the right tool for the job.
Yep. For their gear, just standard damage stuff. White Fang Shell is often great for single target like dining. Modules depend on the character, but things like Momentum, Keen Eye, Fury, Fury Edge, the usual damage sets.
It really sounds like this team just guarantees survival, lets your damage dealer just absolutely unload without worrying about dying. A true never die composition.
It really leans into that direction, yeah. Which brings up a question for you listening. Thinking about this specific synergy, this idea of permanent Moonlit Veil uptime, basically solving sustain,